Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 The New Order with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Empire of Japan. So in the previous episode we have sent our expeditionary forces all the way to Madagascar, where they are starting to get involved in the combat that's taking place there. We'll see how it's gonna go. Hopefully very well. We're also trying to influence the Madagascar revolt to go the way we want it to, because it would be pretty good if it happened for us. And in the meantime, Tachi and Kodaira are preparing to do their raid on the navy base that we have chosen. And we ended up in the last episode with the beloved Camellia Lady event. The orchestral opening brought a somber mood to the audience in the bar, even for those who were already extremely drunk. Mija faced the audience, any fear leaving her as she began to sing. Endless nights in pain, with her heart torn open, none know how many tears the Camellia Lady cried. Tears formed in many eyes as Mija retold the story of the Camellia Lady. A standing ovation. Hieja was next. Straightening her shining dress, she took the microphone from the attendant and made the customary bow. Rising from it, the music played from the speaker again. An upbeat tune played, giving the audience a jolt of energy. Hieja began to sing as the audience clapped to the tune. "Please, tell me you like me. I can't get by without you." The audience danced to the song, some singing, others smiling, the lyrics of a youthful love having touched their hearts. The crowd gave Hieja a standing ovation as before. Smiling at the reception, Hieja returned to the table, the rest of the musicians seemingly deep in conversation. "Hieja, do you want to go to Manchuria?" A woman dressed in red approached Hieja from the table. "Mija." "Manchuria?" Hieja's expression soured. "Why would I want to die in that hellhole? It's not about working in the factories. Trust me, none of us want to do that. It's about performing somewhere else, somewhere better for us." Mija's words rang true. She barely scraped by in Japan, and this homeland wasn't much better. "When do you plan on leaving?" "When we have enough money." Okay, that's gonna be an interesting event chain, I can already tell. Oh wait, that's too far. Here is Madagascar. Okay, so all units are over here. When will you arrive there? 2 days and 1 hour. 5 days and 15 hours. So they will already get encircled. 1 day and 18 hours. And you? 4 days. Okay, so this is gonna happen whether or not we do something with it. So we can just wait here and attack and eliminate this German division. 2nd Panzergrenadier Division, Madagascar. You guys are moving as well, so that's pretty good. And we can check the Malagasy revolt because we get the ability to reinforce the ground game. As for Inkisdane, okay, our contribution by 10%, investment by 5%, factionalism and strength in the node by 1%. Okay, so let's increase our strength in here. Okay, 50-50 now, that is really good. So, what does this one say? A buzzing prelude. It was nighttime in the particularly quiet parts of Tokyo. The sun had set and the cover of night ruled over the rumbling city's buzzes and wails in the distance. For once, Kodaira and Tachi could find a peace away from the trauma of such blasting noise, but they were not spared from the baking heat in the dusk's darkness. A riot of temperatures had thickened the air, prickling their skin from under their sweaty white collars and trench coats. So are you guys moving or not? You are. Okay, just very slowly. Kodaira took a puff of a cigarette before slinging it down by his side as he gazed over the distant urban center they now overlooked from just outside the warehouse. He could not take his eyes away from the dazzling white lights that flickered so far away as if they were stars twinkling in the city he grew up in. He took another puff of his cigarette and let out a deep breath. Okay, 11 hours. Kodaira, surely it's too hot for a cigarette now, even at this hour. Tachi chuckled after he broke the glistening silence, but Kodaira did not respond. Instead, he turned his head and put out the smoke by stamping it into the ground. As law enforcement signaled that the raid in search of the rogue IJN trail was about to commence, he reached for his handgun and held it by his side. Tachi, now with smirk firmly wiped from his face, followed suit and tailed the detective. The itching air pressed against their skin, growing hotter as they approached the warehouse, and Kodaira let out a groan of impatience before taking another breath, anticipating a great deal of trial to follow him into the gloomy complex. All's well that ends well, I hope. Well, certainly. So, okay, you actually stop them. And you will get there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, which allows us to support this attack. And that should make it... Oh wow, these guys are actually... Wow, these guys are actually amazing. I was 100% sure that the rebels would be very weak, but no, they are not. Okay, so you take Mahajanga. You guys go this way. You have decisions available, but it's fine. The support in the parliament is high enough. Okay, so you go take that one. You guys get into those plays. King Farouk is dead. Farouk I of Egypt has been reported dead by joint statements from Cairo and Rome. Okay, we've taken Majahanga, so we can now attack over here. Let me just see how big of a... You have 913 attack. 24% bonus from river crossing, 30 from experience, 26 from terrain. And our tactic damage. Overwhelming attack. Jesus Christ. Well, these units are good. Notorious for his extreme lavish lifestyle, in recent years he had gone on tours, trips, and benders of increasing costs and intensity, almost bringing Egypt to bankruptcy through his partying alone. He has now died the way he lived, gouging himself on all kinds of luxuries. It is doubtless that Egypt will now face troubled times with the death of their king, but some certainly also praise the loss of a man who made them foot the bill time and time again. Others suspect that perhaps he was poisoned by would-be usurpers, but currently the primary belief is that he simply ate too much. Shocking. Imagine your biggest, danger in life is that you will overeat. That's just insane. Okay, so go guys. You also go. And we'll see about the operations. Emphasize strategic importance. 50-50. Our investment is 92%. Overall conflict status. Escalation. The conflict will advance on from conflict when all strategic corridors on the map have been placed under one participant's control. Okay. Okay. So these are probably the strategic corridors. Mahjanga. Come on, go guys. Wait, is it? It is paused this whole time. I was waiting for them to move, and it was paused this whole time. take a bisalampi. The tense crux. Kodaira and Tachi entered the building, guns raised, and were greeted by nothing but deathly silence. Flickering bulbs swung overhead, casting dim lighting onto the concrete flooring. Tail walls of stacked crates filled the warehouse, and soon the patter of rain on the roof filled the silence the complex had offered them. Find anything? Got nothing on my side, radioed Kodaira to Tachi, the soft static reverberating off the walls. No, I haven't found anything yet either, replied Tachi, shining his flashlight on the desk he had stumbled upon, finding nothing but some pen and paper. Damn, remarked Kodaira. These guys really cleared everything out. Bastards must have taken it all and left, he said. Perusing through the filing cabinets without success. Wait, Tachi, come here, I found something. Kodaira and Tachi now were staring at a rusted metal door, its window blocked off by a wooden plank. Kodaira found its knob unwilling to budge. Let me handle this, stated Tachi. A simple kick sent the door flying sideways. Funneling in, the team found themselves in a dark hallway, its air moisty as the floor riddled damp with puddles, as its stench was foul like rotting waste. Then a noise like rats scampering. Something wasn't right. Something definitely wasn't right. Quiet. They're here. Okay. No, I do wonder what that's all about. Let's just continue. Okay, so we're attacking here. Infantry Division and 8th Infantry Division. So you guys can keep advancing. Take this area and then cut through here. Because they're trying to get out of there, but we're much faster. What's our basic speed? 4 kilometers. Huh. That's weird. Why are they so much slower? I mean, either way, we got them, so there's not much we can complain about. Okay, and these units are encircled now. These ones aren't, but... Silent choose the vigilant. The prickle of anticipation shuddered down Kodaira's spine. He was begrudgingly certain that where that small chattering scratch came from was exactly what they had been looking for. He took a deep breath and reached to his back pocket for another cigarette to ease his blistering mental tension. The dark and creaking corridor the team had stuffed themselves in had an air thick with fear, choking their every breath. Tachi made eye contact with Kodaira from behind a group of law enforcement officers. His eyes were jittery and dashing across the room in an intense dread. Kodaira clenched his jaw and pressed his feet into the ground to conceal his own anxieties from his colleagues. In the room adjacent to theirs, a small flicker of a flame and low levels of muttering could be heard by the silent, attentive team. Whilst law enforcement listening, Kodaira rested his eyelids and braced himself for the inevitable violence to come. Tachi looked over to him for affirmation, who stood by the shattered window and then peeling wallpaper, before nodding with pursed lips and sweaty brow. Their lack of words was unsettling, but their body language spoke volumes of the foreboding raid to come. On the count of 3, the agents broke down the door and veiled arrest orders to the naval officers incriminated in the month-long investigation. Innumerable hours of research, scouring and chasing dead leads have led the team to this very moment. Kodaira let out another deep sigh before he too charged into the dank retreat. Brace yourselves. I really hope this is not gonna just go completely sideways. Okay, they're trying to leave here. We're not gonna let you guys do anything here, don't worry. Wait, or did we? the hell is going on? Why are we... The Free State of Magadan declared war on the all-Russian government of Amur. Oh no. Magadan war on Amur. Can we help? Dang it. We can't. So will we lose Amur? And instead get Madagascar? Then would it be nice, you know, in a way. Okay, what the hell is going on here? Because our units seem to be in some weird space. We are the attackers, they are the defenders, yet we are not in that area. I have no idea what's going on here, honestly. I guess the corridor changed control? I really don't know what happened there. But I mean, we're winning, so it's not like we have an issue here, but I'm a little bit hesitant to send my units in there. But I will. The United Dominican Front for the Eradication of Fascism has pushed back the fascists in the Puerto Plata invasion. God in heaven, Trujillo was 6 feet under. So they won. They have taken... No, okay, so they are no longer at war. They signed truce. Okay. So we'll see what's gonna come out of that. The smell of independence. The Malayan insurrection has been quashed, and the new leader of the country, while acceptable, isn't quite who we would have wanted. The newly elected prime minister, and the first one since the end of the insurrection, is now Burhanuddin al-Helmi. A Malay nationalist and an Islamist, al-Helmi desires to rebuild Malaya according to his vision, an Islamist anti-colonial Malaya, walking hand in hand with the Asian partners. However, he has been found to be slightly too friendly towards Indonesia to our liking, along with being too radical and not submissive enough. His desire for an independent Malaya is well known, and it is unfortunately resonating within the Malayan people. Moreover, his conciliatory, amiable even stance towards Indonesia may upset the balance of the co-prosperity sphere a bit too much by empowering Sukarno's regime at the cost of our influence in the region. Nevertheless, the Prime Minister is still relatively collaborative, which means that the situation is stable enough for the time being. And in any case, we unfortunately cannot do much at the moment, which means that our too radical collaborator will have to stay in his position for now. Hopefully he won't cause too much trouble. And here's the public news. Burhanuddin al-Helmi wins the Malaya election. Following the end of the conflict with the UMAJF, the 25th Army stepped down after a period of transitional governance to Malaya to give way for local elections. While observers have predicted dirty play, rigging and manipulation by the Japanese, it seemed like the local elections had gone smoothly and relatively fairly. Too much people surprised, the Socialist Partai Kabangsan Melayu Malaya, led by Burhanuddin al-Helmi, has won the elections, though the nationalist Pertubuhan Kebangsaan Melayu Bersatu has delivered a strong performance in the election. Walking a tightrope between appeasing Japan, nationalists, and delivering a mix of Islamic and socialist policies, the new administration's future seems unclear, especially with a hushed report from Tokyo expressing dissatisfaction with the favor of the Paramas to win the elections. Okay, well, we're still fighting over here. Trujillo overthrown. That's Dominican Republic. Chaos and calm have surged concurrently across the Dominican Republic today as Rafael Leonidas Trujillo has been assassinated. Ambushed by several gunmen whilst being driven to his private residence, the dictator was shot several times, being declared dead shortly after. The Dominican president, Joaquin Balaguer, has dissolved the office of caudillo and is believed to have headed the conspiracy, now initiating a purge of political rivals and high-profile collaborators of Trujillo. Man, the Caribbean is savage. Soon after, even more surprising news came. Balaguer managed to negotiate a truce with anti-government rebels in the Caribbean region, granting a handful of concessions. Many in the country feel relief, yet concern over whether all terms of the truce shall be followed, or if the agreement will hold at all. Peace in the Dominican Republic hangs by a thread. So we're trying to... 8 hours... Okay, we finished the 50s anti-air launch guns. Okay, we'll encircle these 2 divisions, and then we can send our units to support here. We can also encircle this one. Okay, we have 3 production units here. 2 of them, so let's put them here. Still 12 and 7th of April, so nothing changed there. We finished the anti-air upgrades, so that means this is all done. So let's look at support. Give us initiative. Improved military infrastructure. And someone mentioned that we should look into this, but it's still ahead of time. I forgot to show that in the video. What about the industry? This is all ahead of time. There we do have a pretty good bonus here, 50%, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer just to take full advantage of it. Navy. We do have the submarines. The thing we don't have is the 1960s nuclear submarine reactor. So let's get that one, and I'm thinking of creating a new type of submarine that we could use and build after we build a couple of those destroyers. Adding a simplified nuclear reactor to our submarines will give them higher speed and more power, while also reducing their need for diesel fuel. Which reminds me, how's the Navy? Still drilling, and we finished our first destroyer, Shiratsuyu. So you can join the drilling fleet here. Where we actually do have... Okay, we don't have any airplanes here, and you guys are regular, which is... Yep. That is what we wanted. So we need to assign you now to the Navy. So, okay, I'm gonna go to the first fleet. Do you guys have corvettes? You do. Okay, so let's assign all of these to that area. Okay, so you 3 will be assigned to the first Kantai, and the Shiratsu is gonna drill. So the situation on the battlefield is okay. We're eliminating this unit over here, which will allow us... Okay, so we've taken Tananarivo. So after we eliminate these guys, I'm gonna send you to Tananarivo, and in the meantime they're gonna push this. Oh wow, no, you need to. You have no organization. And almost no fuel, but I think now it's enough. Yep. And I'm gonna push and eliminate the units in here. And later we can do the same thing here and here, because we have encircled them in the corridors, as they call them. In the nick of time, in the blurred moment Kodiara could make out after law enforcement had charged in, the officers implicated for their crimes had been subdued and constrained on the floor and against the walls of the decrepit hideout. He lowered his handgun as an intense brush of relief washed over him, followed by the unbinding of pressure that had coiled around his old heart. The putrid smell of soft molded over wallpaper and furniture had swamped the room in a disguising stench, but at last the criminals had been arrested. Kodiara thought to himself. He coughed up a brief chuckle as he walked through the room until his eyes passed over the 2 dead officers shot by law enforcement in their resistance to arrest. Their lifeless eyes had rolled back, leaving a glossy white hue that reflected the dim and flickering flame from the makeshift incinerator a few steps away. Kodiara scoffed, signaling for some help in clearing up the mess. So I guess that military personnel is not a problem. Tachi scrambled past the raiding team to peer down the rusted barrel housing the flame. It had already burned many of the documents that the naval officers wanted to get rid of. Tachi choked on his breath, exclaiming, "Sir, I think they were trying to cover their tracks before they knew we'd get here," before stepping over to flick through the preserved files left untouched. Codera chuckled to himself, turning his eyes back to the subdued officers with a wise and dismissive glare. "We've got you now, you sly bastards. We have everything we need to have you locked up forever, or worse. All in a day's work." So let's unpause here and see how our units are going to advance. Because we need to find the right way to go. So this one is okay. You guys need to take the rail. Okay, you can't. Okay, you really can't. But we've pushed here, so hopefully that's not gonna be an issue. The revolt that failed. A spokesman for the Argentinian armed forces today announced a failed attempt to oust interim President Jose Maria Guido by the hardline anti-Peronist Colorado faction of the military. While pro-democracy advocates breathe a sigh of relief, some have voiced concern that the continuation of Argentinian civilian government had less to do with the strength of civilian institutions than the outcome of a factional struggle within the military. Fresh elections are expected to be called soon, and whatever path Argentina may take, it will be under the guiding hand of the Azul military faction. Comprised of moderate anti-Peronists, largely drawn from the army cavalry officers, they have publicly indicated their desire to preserve democratic institutions and to allow Peronism to continue existing as a political force. Nosotros luchamos para que usted pueda votar. I have no idea what I said. But what I do know is that we're going to eliminate you guys. And we have decisions available here, which is fine. We do not need to deal with that right now. Would we need to... What the hell is this? Wasn't there before the army? Oh, okay. I guess with the raid we have lost the support of the army completely. Because this is... that is the regular... Oh, I forgot what this game was called. But it is... Or do we need to... somehow get this? I'm gonna play with this after recording, but okay, so we cannot increase the support of the army. Okay, what about the foreign tab? Can we do something here? We can, okay. So our support here is fine. Our support in Mayunga is not great. But we can restore the ground control. Increase special advisor. I don't want to send any more volunteers though. And we can restore control over here. So now we have a 53% support. That's actually good. That is actually really good. I would like to end this episode when we get the riches continue taken. Okay, so 1st of May we got an additional unit here. Debt to GDP dropped to 95.6%. We repaid a little bit of debt. The universal process is fine. Real GDP growth is fine. Everything is looking pretty good here. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna save on our political power though. I don't want to do anything with that one. Come on, just eliminate them. When will these guys arrive? In 3 days. And in 5 days. Okay, so it's gonna take a little bit more to do that. A clean and a quick affair. We're gonna read that one next time. For now, we lost production unit. Okay, that's fine. Not an issue. Anything else you can do in the foreign policy? Nope. We're doing good. Okay, you're gonna actually push down here. You will take that area which will eliminate these guys. And then you will quickly move into this corridor and we'll create that one as well. Yep, they have no chance. Okay, move to Tananarivo quickly. And then you're gonna attack that way. Okay, you go. National focus complete. The riches continue. And on that note, we're gonna end the episode today. We finished our first focus tree, so we're gonna get a paradigm shift in the next episode. But I think that our GDP growth should increase very soon. Okay, come on. Okay, maybe one more day. The recalculation. Nope. Still nothing can be seen here, but okay, it's gonna clear itself out. Maybe during the next month. We've taken these corridors, and now all we need to do is actually push this way, and you guys can secure this corridor. That will lead to the escalation phase, I think. Oh wow! Again, our favor dropped. Okay, I guess we're doing something wrong. I'm not sure what. Or maybe that America is just pushing back on us. That's also a possibility. Well, we'll see. Anyway, for now, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode with our Japanese playthrough. Till then, you guys take care. I'm looking forward to that boost in economic growth.